Hi. So I have a quick few minutes between calls, and I was thinking of it, and I thought it would be helpful to share with you guys. What is the easiest way to deal with triggers? What exactly is going on? So I'm going to share with you the non-dual way of dealing with triggers. Like, what exactly can you do to help this? And the answer is very simple, you guys. See, creation is already finished. Your state determines the circumstances from which you live in, but they are predetermined in the sense, like, if you choose this one thing, then all of these other things will happen as a consequence, but they're predetermined. Okay? That doesn't mean that you have to stay in that state with those predetermined set of circumstances. You can switch from one state to another, but that is what's going on. Okay? So the way that you deal with triggers when someone upsets you or whatever is to remember the biggest thing of all is that you're not even really seeing anything that is not already inside your head. Okay? It is going on in your head and your head alone, and the people are doing the predetermined script of your current state. And so if they are required to show up so that you can help yourself grow, then that's exactly what is happening. You have to remember at all times that you and your shadow or your external world are one and the same thing. They are not separate. They're not two things. So a lot of times what happens, right, with me, right, is that, I can do a lot of things that most people have no idea are possible, right? They don't know it's possible. So what happens is a lot of times people will say, that's crazy, or that's not true, or that's not possible, or no way, or that's new age mumbo jumbo, or whatever they say, right? And that doesn't bother me anymore because, hello, that's my past reflection. When I didn't know it was possible, that's the exact same thing I would say to myself. And so it's in being able to distinguish that you're really just on the receiving end of your own stuff is half your battle. Like, that's really truly half your battle. Once you got that, you're straight, okay? So when it comes to triggers, I would say, again, I'm going to repeat because I'm just going to remind you guys to drive it home, is the only thing that you are dealing with is the predetermined set of circumstances that are in your head. You're not even really mad at people. You're not mad at anything because all of those people are you. So if you're going to waste time getting mad, at least turn the direction back inward and realize what exactly you're mad at, as opposed to looking outwardly and thinking that there are others out there criticizing you or dragging up memories or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, I've explained this before, okay? I'm going to say it again. The matrix in which you live in is the sum total of all love that can ever exist in the universe, okay? What your brain does is quite simple. Reverse engineer the light so you can see yourself from every angle of existence. All that is, it's a mirror in which you have not recognized yourself. You've not recognized yourself. When you see another human being and you don't recognize yourself, it is simply because you're looking at the mirror from a different angle of perception. And that is it. You know how, like, when you look in your mirror, you're sure of what you look like and you're sure that's you? Okay, well, think about that. If you were in a funhouse mirror, all of those other people, all of those other reflections, are still you. They just don't look like you because they've been stretched out or thinned out or made to be taller or made to be shorter or made to be rounder or whatever. It doesn't matter. All that you are doing is looking at the mirror from a different angle. Your 3D matrix and all other people are nothing more than all of your living memories on display. This is the only way for you to get to know who you truly are, for you to discover you are the light of your world, and for you to discover that you have dominion over your universal illusion. To the degree that you realize that, you will have an awakened life, one that has no worries, no fears, nothing, because you know who you are, you know what you can do, and you know that this world is make-believe. So, nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists, and therein lies the peace of God. That's straight from the Course in Miracles. But when you truly understand what it means, it changes your whole life. So what I am asking you guys to do is to make your aura impenetrable and make yourself unfuckwithable. And the only way to do this is to know that you are only looking at yourself in the mirror. You are in a constant movie with yourself, you as the main character, you as everybody else, and nothing else. That's it. That's it, you guys. So once you understand that, you will understand the true meaning, the true biblical meaning of in the beginning was the Word. That's right, because in the beginning was your story. In order for you to exist in it, you must have a story to step into. So in the beginning was the Word, okay? And that Word was with God, and that Word is with you. You are God. And that Word is God. That's because the internal reflection is God as well. Therefore, it is always you, with you, with you, with you, with you. Okay? And the difference is that everything you see is just as holy and just as equal as you are. Okay? You want to avoid this, well, I'm better than everybody else in the world feeling, because that's not it. You are one and the same thing with everything you are seeing. The only difference is your point of perception. When you understand how to see behind the veil of the material veil of your self-made delusions, you will understand the difference between reality, okay, that you think is real and solid, okay, the material world, and absolute reality that is unchanging and always you. You will understand. It's a very different, and by you, I'm saying not this body, okay? I'm saying the thing that is everything at once that has dominion over its world. The type of being that when the construction workers are outside making noise, you make it rain so that you can get some sleep. Like you have that kind of mojo over your world. That's me. And that is a bunch of people in my circle because they work with me, because they've always known, or because they've also mastered the illusion of themselves. All of this is 150,000% possible. But you have to decide just how far you're going to push the concept of whatever you want, whatever being everything, because you already are everything, all right, can be yours if you believe it to be so. If you can convince yourself, you have no obstacles, but you are working with yourself. So the next time you get upset with your child, the next time you get upset with your parents, the next time you get upset with your partner, understand that you are simply forgetting that you are playing the drama in your head that you set up for your own evolution. So that's my answer. That's my quick, short, fast answer to how to deal with triggers from a non-dual perspective. You have to raise in your vibration high enough to see how everything is you. Otherwise, you will be a victim of your own imagination. Okay? You only suffer in this world your memories and your imagination, and that is it, and that is all. So to stop the trajectory, you must understand where you sit in your imagination and then act accordingly. But never to be fooled again by the illusion that you are somehow separate from the universe, because quite honestly, you are the universe. That's what you're supposed to wake up to. See, when you think you are just one individual little human and nothing else, you are playing your role. It is necessary, okay? It is necessary, but it's still a dream. It's still slumber. Once you understand that you are everything at once, you are in fact the universe, and you have proven it to yourself beyond a shadow of a doubt because you see your consciousness on display at all times, you will experience a totally different reality. And most people that have never seen this may do one of two things. They're going to resent you because you can do things that they don't know that they can do yet, or they're going to call you crazy, or they're going to realize that they want what you want because they know it is possible, they just haven't figured out how, okay? Your job is simply to drop seeds. Remember what Jesus said. You just drop the seeds everywhere, and sometimes it lands on fertile ground, and sometimes it just lands on the rocks. And you got to understand, don't worry, it's not a wasted effort. You are simply dropping seeds in your own consciousness, in the aspects of yourself that don't know this is possible, in order for them to one day step into the experience just like you are having right now. That's all we're doing. Okay? So remember, impenetrable and unfuckwithable. You only are this when you know that everything is you and that you are simply playing the role that is in your head and nothing else. Okay? It is a very freeing experience. It's a very, I don't know, it just feels amazing to not care what others think, or, you know, to not be worried about what people will perceive you as, because you can only speak from your experience. Okay? But yes, I just read that. Your life is exactly like a choose your own adventure book. If you understood that, that's exactly what the game of life is. A big, giant, choose your own adventure. Everything already exists. Where are you in your mind? And how far can you push the limits of your understanding? That's it. All right? So I hope that helps. It's brief. I don't want to spend too long. I actually have clients to get to. But in essence, I hope this helps, because at the end of the day, if you want to live a trigger-free life, that is totally up to you. Okay? That is totally up to you. You determine how long you're going to suffer when someone does something that you don't like, because they're only following the script in your head. Okay? And the quicker you take responsibility for it, the easier it is, because quite honestly, you are only on the receiving end of your own story. Therefore, you suffer only your imagination, only your word, and your karmic actions. What you did to another human being when you didn't know it was you, I promise you, you will never escape. It will come hard, and it will hurt. And if it does, they are doing you the favor of correcting your actions so that you can stop the cycle. Otherwise, hello, you get into a repetitive pattern where the same thing happens over and over and over again, until you realize that the only culprit for the experience that keeps repeating is you and not the external world. Okay? Hope this helps. Love you guys. Be cheerful. And, oh, look at that. Look, someone's saying it makes so much sense. Okay, I promise you it will click. The more you realize what's going on in your head is the only thing you are seeing, and that no one is guilty of anything, that you are there for the experience, you can then take a higher level perspective. It takes time, but don't forget, you have been playing the role unconsciously your entire life. Do not expect to walk immediately as if you could after being in what I call a quote-unquote coma for, I don't know, however many years we're alive, okay? That's the most important thing, all right? So remember that, you guys. It's going to click sooner or later, but keep trying to apply these images. I use these specific images really so that I can reprogram the images in your head to get you guys thinking differently, because everything I say will get you unstuck. Everything I say, the more you apply it, will get you unstuck. I promise, okay? I'm actually more excited when I deal with empaths, visioners, clairvoyants, psychics, and all of these people, because they actually tell me what's going on. I promise this is the last thing I'm going to say, okay? I had an experience with someone who has no idea who Neville is. She just came to me knowing that she needed me. And after we spoke that night, she had a vision in which she saw God enveloping herself first, then all of her family, and then protecting her from everything that she's ever imagined. So that all was going on behind the scenes. And I know what she's talking about because I know what's going on within myself, because I'm existing on the other side of the veil. So that miraculous thing was occurring behind the scenes of what looked like a conversation of just she and I, on the 3D plane. So there is a higher level perspective going on within you. When you are completely healed, you become the miraculous thing that heals everything in sight, because you have a stronger being within you, a being that is in all, for all, and is all, okay? That being working for you to heal others simply by being in your presence, okay? So just remember, everything is going on in your head, and your head alone, and every single trigger is simply playing out the script, because since creation is finished, your vibration determined the predetermined set facts. That's it, okay? And you can move through predetermined set facts all the time, because everything exists, every possibility. You are not limited to one experience. You have billions at your disposal, okay? All right, you guys. Love you. Hope that helped.